हरि ओम् नमः सर्वेभ्यः अद्वैतचिन्तनवर्गे सर्वेषां स्वागतम्। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। Shanti mantram for Kenopanishad and Chandogya Upanishad being in the Samaveda is a common one. So let us start with the Shanti mantra. Om Apyayantu mamangani वाक्प्राणश्चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्मोपनिषदं माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत् अनिराकरणमस्तु अनिराकरणं मे अस्तु तदात्मनि निरतेय उपनिषत्सु धर्माः ते मयि सन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. So this Kenopanishad, which is part of the Samaveda Brahmana Bhaga, and we have the other major Upanishad in this one is the Chandogya Upanishad. Otherwise, there is also one more name called Tavalkara Upanishad. Now today, even though we have done this Kena Upanishad in the clubhouse for the Upanishad mantra alone, here what we are going to do is we will be reading the Sankara Bhashya, Pada Bhashya, and then there is an English translation for it by Swami Gambhirananda of Advaita Ashrama, belonging to Ramakrishna Mission. The books are available. The hard copies are also available. Soft copy and also seen in the archive. Whether it is violating piracy or copyright or not, I don't know. But I have used the Sringeri Mat website advaitasharada.sringeri.net org, from where the Sanskrit version of the Padavashya has been copied from there for the preparation, and I have used Gavirananda's English translation for the purpose of those who want to follow either Sanskrit or English. You can browse the references I have given in my email where to look for that. Now for Kenopanishad alone, there is a particularity in the sense that there are two Bhashyas. One is known as Padabhashya and the other one is known as Vakyabhashya. As per Anandagiri Tika, he says that both these Bhashyas have been written by Adi Shankara, Bhashyakara, Shankara, even though in the literary circle or in the intellectual side, some of them have questioned the Vakya Bhashya, which is more based on the Nyaya or logical discussions between. So why did Shankara deviate from his traditional Bhashyas in the Vakya Bhashya? Why did he have to resort for this Upanishad alone the logical arguments? So those who are, but the style, and if you look at the philosophy, there is no difference between the two. Only the methodology in which he has done the Bhashya is the difference between the Pada Bhashya and Vakya Bhashya. We are not going into the Vakya Bhashya because for that you may need a bit of background of the Nyaya, Vaisheshika methodology of analysis. Since that is not there, we will stick to the Padabhashya, where the Padam by Padam means word by word how Shankara has given the meanings, and he has also taken on the objections which are by the Purva Pakshin, or those who are opposing that or questioning that statement. So keeping these two in the mind, there is also this Sahana Bhavatu as Shanti Mantra seen in some of the versions. I'm not going to take into that Sahana Bhavatu. We will stick to Apyayendu Mama Angani as a Shanti Mantra. Mama Angani is my limbs, like Vak, Prana, Chakshu. Like this sense of Vak is sense of speech, Prana is the vital force, Chakshu is the sense of organ of sense of sight. Shrotram means sense of hearing, Atha, and Balam Indriyani cha Sarvani, ability to retain the knowledge, and also on the sense organ, it's in its own pristine condition. Apyayantu, to achieve their fullness. Sarvam, everything, all this, what we see as the word Sarvam, which includes the Guru, Shishya, the Shruti, everything included in it. Brahma Upanishadam. Upanishadam here, the meaning is taken by Shankara is as the revealed by. Brahman revealed in the Upanishad. In the Upanishad, the Pratipada, what is has been revealed is the Brahman, which is Sarvam. So indicating the Sarvam Khaluidam Brahma as an indication towards that. So this is what is the first part of the Shanti Mantra. Ma Brahma Nirakuryam. Let me not neglect. Nirakaranam means reject or neglect. Ma means not. Brahma Nirakaranam. So may I not neglect Brahman, which is being taught by the teacher. Mama Brahma Nirakarot. May Brahman also not reject me for being an apt student. Both let Brahman be not neglected by me while study, and may the same Brahman which is revealed in the Upanishad not reject me so that I do not understand what is being taught. Anirakaranam astu. Let there be no rejection. Anirakaranam me astu. Let there be no rejection for me. So there are two types which is being that let there be no rejection, in the sense let the teaching be 100% or full in its meaning, that the Triguna Dosha Rahita, the three doshas for understanding the teaching is Ajnana Samshaya Viparya. Ajnana is the absence of knowledge. Samshaya is the doubt, what is being told, whether it is right or not, or whether it is correct way of being understood, description of the Upanishad is being done correct or not. Then there is the third one, is called Viparya, Viparita Jnana. So when it is being told that, this is the most common mistake which happens in the study of Upanishad, Viparita Jnana. That is why in the same scripture we will find different way it has been interpreted. Which is the correct interpretation is you need to understand the purpose of the Upanishad. See, Anadikada Apadita Jnana is the purpose of the Shruti. Anadikada means what has not been possible for us to understand from our sense organs, or the methodology of learning from the known sources of pramanas, like pratyaksha, anumana, upamana, like direct perception, inference, etc. There are shat pramanas. those pramanas can give us knowledge about anything other than what is being told in the Upanishad. That can be about, the worldly objects, or even the internal emotion, thoughts and feelings. It can be that. But anadhigata means what has not been adhigata, means what has been not learned by us, by our pramanas, which are there in our transactional world. With that, we have not been able to know something. And it is not only that it has not been known, and such a knowledge which is abhaditam. Abhaditam means that is not refuted or displaced or, changed by any other methodology or any other information. So what happens is that in the modern world, when we are learning something, the current conditions under which we learn something can get replaced by a most modern knowledge, which may be finer or more advanced than what we have studied. Now here the Shruti or the Upanishad is teaching about that which has never been known by any other means. Not only that, those who have understood that what the Brahman is, they have understood that the knowledge of Brahman is never getting badita, means is affected by any other knowledge by which it. So there are two ways of in which the rejections can happen. One is anadhigatatvat and avaditatvat. So to reject that, he is saying that anirakaranam astu me anirakaranam me astu. So let there be no rejection from the Brahman side, and let me also not reject Brahman, because it is something which I had not known before, and even when I am known about it, it cannot be taught in the sense that it is in the state of a undisputed knowledge. So this is what it is what we are now looking up to as the stu anirakaranam me astu, anirakaranam me astu. You can hear me, no?
Yes, Mother.
Okay. So when we are doing these two, the rejection, it is not only rejected by the, here see, we should understand one thing. We are talking about the Shruti as a source of knowledge. So not only that the source of knowledge should bless me for understanding it properly, and it should also such happen that my own three doubts, love, ajnana, samshaya, viparya, should make me reject the teaching. Tadatmani nirate, in me who I am dedicated to know the Atman, ya Upanishatsu dharma, those virtues postulated in the Upanishad. So here the Upanishad, Brahma is mentioned in the beginning, Upanishadam Brahma Upanishadam. Here he is using the word tadatmani nirate. So here that is the Atman, that is where the Brahma and Atma both are being part of the Upanishad. See, the Upanishad is not only talking about Brahman, which is something separate from us all, but it is also saying that Tadattvamasi, you are that Brahman. So Atman Brahma, Jivo Brahmaiva Napara, that knowledge is also conveyed in the meaning of that. So this aspect is also included in the Shanti Mantra. Yaha Upanishadsu Dharma, those things, these are the Dharma here means the subject matter of the Upanishad. Te mai santu. May those virtues of which I have been taught by the Upanishad dwell in me and so he is repeating it twice. One is not only for himself, even he is praying for that, because both the teacher and the student chants this mantra together. So both of them are saying twice, means both the teacher also is saying that let the Upanishad virtues be my nature, in which let me speak from that state of awareness of the Brahman. So the student also is saying, let me also be in tune with which the teacher is teaching. So that is why it's repeated twice. Te mai sandhu, te mai sandhu, so that there is a unison in the teacher and that student, and both of them are not disturbed by anything else from that. All the indriyas should be in the best conditions, and all should be taught. What has been taught should be 100% absorbed by the student. Let the teacher be full health wise and teaching wise, so that being established in the Satchidananda Brahma Swarupa, the teacher, when he teaches, let me also rise up to the teachings level, so that both of us are in unison and understanding. Let the transmission of the knowledge be uninterrupted. For that he is invoking the Trishanti: Adi Baudiga, Adi Deiviga, Adhyatma. What are the three forces in which it can perform? That Adi Deivigam means which is given that divinely or by the godly. Adi Baudigam means from all the created ones, which are from our co-created ones in the world. And Adhyatma from internal, like the weak, the sickness, or the defect in the indriyas, etc. So all the three shantis he is doing Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This is the meaning of the Shanti mantra. I'll chant the Shanti mantra once more. Om Apyayantu Mamangani Vakpranachakshusrotramatho Balamindriyani Cha Sarvani Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuryam Ma Brahma Nirakarod Anirakaranamastu Anirakaranam Me Astu Tadatmani Nirateya Upanishadsu Dharmaha Te Mayi Santu Te Mayi Santu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now, the Prathama Kanda, there are 4 kandas, 4 chapters to the Upanishad. If you are not able to hear me, you should let me know, chat through WhatsApp. Or you are able to hear me, no?
Yes, Bindoji, perfectly.
Yeah. Okay. Just hold on 1 minute. Okay. So, the Prathama Kanda, it is before the starting of the Prathama Kanda, Acharya Shankara has written what is called an introduction to the Upanishad, because the words used are typical Vedic in nature. So when it is being told that these words are not commonly used, there are technical issues of the words Ishitam and Preshitam. These are the 2 words which are coming up. So to remove the doubt on these 2 aspects, Acharya is referring to these 2 as through an introduction. Upakramanika is the introduction. Kenishidam Itiyodopanishad Parabrahma Vishaya Vaktavya iti Navamodhyayah Arambha. So this is the 9th chapter of the Brahmana, of the particular section, Tavalkara Brahmana. It is starting with the word Keneshitam and revealing the Supreme Brahman, Parabrahma Vishaya, that has to be spoken in the 9 chapters. After the 9 chapters, Arambha. This is how that is the name why it is also known as Kena Upanishad, because the first word is Kena. Kena means by whom, and because of that very word, there is no author mentioned either in the Upanishad nor there in the Tavalkara Brahmana mentioning who is the teacher and the student in the dialogue. This is a dialogue between a teacher who is a Brahmanishta and a student who has all sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, all the required, what you call qualifications for studying this. So here, those questions which are being asked in the Sankara Bhashya, or in the Bhashya, there are pratipaksha or opponents' objections being raised are not by the students, you should understand. Whereas in the Upanishad, questions are asked by the student and the answer is given by the teacher. Whereas in the Bhashya, the pratipaksha or the objections are raised by either those who have not understood the aspect of the Bhashya when he is mentioning that, or it can be a philosophy student from other branches like Nyaya or Sankhya and other places. So you will find that there is different type of questions which are coming as objections in the Bhashya. But whereas in the Upanishads, the questions are predominantly on the Parabrahma Vishaya, which is the Supreme Brahma Vishaya. This is how the Upanishad is being introduced by Bhashyakara. Prat etasmat karmani asheshatah परिसमापितानि समस्तकर्म आश्रयभूतस्य च प्राणस्य उपासनायुक्तानि कर्म अंगसामविषयाणि च. Prak, earlier, before we come to this Kena Upanishadic part of the Brahmana, they have dealt in the 8th Adhyaya all the detailed activities on the Karma Kanda and Upasana Kanda. Rites have been exhaustively dealt with, and the meditations, that is what is called the Vidya, Brahma Vidya or Upasana, Brahma Vidya, Upasana, which is Karma Anga Upasana. It is a part of the Karma, not Jnananga Upasana. There is a difference between meditation, which is Karmanga, and Jnananga. That which is part of the karma itself. There is methodology in which Upanishad is teaching about Upasana in the way in that as part of most of the Upasanas are part of the karma, you will find that there will be some ritual aspects being mentioned. But towards the closer when it comes to the Upanishad, the Jnana Marga, Jnana Prakriya, where the philosophy is being taught, the Upasana prior to that mostly is elevating the Upasaka or those who are meditating on to a mental state where the Upasaka can understand that it is being referred to for the purpose of Jnana. So you will find this difference in the Upasanas. That is why the more they mentioned as Vidya in the Shastra and the Upanishad and the Shruti. Vidya is a word which is mostly confused by many of the people. Vidya is knowledge, but Vidya, when it is being used along with the karma and along with the prior to the jnana, it is meditation or upasana marga. So Vidya has the meaning is upasana is the most of the places used, and maximum jnana or is what is used in the for the philosophy part of it. But there are some places Vidya is also has been used. We will come to that, and when the particular context arises. So here he is saying that about the pancha vital forces based on the pancha prana, and pranasya upasana yuktani karma anga sama vishayani. So sama is the way in which you are ritually chanting the mantras for the karma, and that same chanting also has got the upasana yukta. As there are forming parts, so it is becoming the part of the karma itself, or the rites or the rituals which are being done. This is how before starting this 9th chapter, it is how it has been dealt in the Talavakara Brahmana. Anantaram cha Gayatra Sama Vishayam Darshanam Vamshanta Muktam Karyam. Now, after having the Sama and the Anga of Karma Upasana, then there is a Gayatri Sama Vishaya, Gayatri Mantra through the Samaveda. In the Samaveda, there is a Gayatri Mantra. Gayatri Mantra is there in all the Vedas. So in the Samaveda also, it is known as Gayatri Sama. And it ends with a succession of teachers and people which are related to the effects of action. Now, these Vamshandam Uktam Karyam Darshanam. So, Vamsha, Rishi Parambara, from the Karma Kanda to the Upanishad Kanda, all the rishis named there. In fact, one chapter, almost you can say half of the chapter is dedicated to list of the rishis who have been predecessors to this Kenopanishad Adhyaya. So there is a Vamsha Parambara which is being mentioned in the 8th chapter toward the end. So that is what is being, and that ends with the Gayatri Sama of the final meditation before the teaching of the Kenopanishad starts. Sarvam etat yathoktam karma cha jnanam cha samyak anushtitam nishkamasya mumukshoho sattva suddhyartam bhavati. So Shankara says that all these rites and meditation which have been mentioned in the Sama, where you have seen that Karmanga Sama Vishayani, and then there is a Gayatra Sama Vishayam. So both the Vishayas are for properly, when it is observed, they become causes for purification of the mind who is to becoming Nishkama Karma. So here he is using the word Nishkama Karma. Nishkamasya mumukshoho sattva shuddhyartam bhavati. Whoever has anushtanam, who has done this anushtanam of Karma Sama Vishaya and Gayatri Sama Vishaya, those who have done that, they become Chitta Shuddhi by the Shuddhi. Sattva Shuddham means either Chitta Shuddhi through Nishkamasya Mumukshoho, by the Parama Purushartham Mumukshutvam, and through Nishkama Karma, so by the desireless and moving towards emancipation, have now qualified themselves for the teaching of the Upanishad. And here he says, Sakamasya tu jnana rahitasya, Sakamasya tu jnana rahitasya, kevalani shrotani smartani cha karmani dakshina marge pratipattaye punaravartaye cha bhavanti. Jnana rahitasya, those who are doing these things without the jnana, and sakamasya, with the desires, who cherishes the desires. For them, kevalani, the shrauta and smarta karmani. What is that? Kevalani, shrautani, smartani, karmani. These are all visheshna visheshya. So karma is the visheshyam. Visheshna asti kevalani, shrautani, kevalani, smartani. So these smarta means smriti. Shrota means shruti. So what shruti and smriti karmas, which without jnana, when they, with the desires, when they do it, they proceed to the dakshina marga, pratipattaye, and punaravartaye cha bhavanti. They go to the dashnarthi marga, and they, because of which shine punye martilokam vishanti, they come back to this world after having completed their whatever the fruits of action they have done. But jnana rahitatvat, because of the absence of the knowledge, they are going back again, coming back to the earth and going back to doing the shrauta and smarta karma, again going through the dakshina marga to the higher realms, and when that punya is finished, they come back again, because they do it again and again. This coming and going is happening due to jnana rahitasya samakamasya. This is what he is saying. The case of those who cherish the desires has no enlightenment. It is jnana rahitasya. The rights by themselves, as enjoyed in the Vedas and Smriti, become the cause for the attainment of southern path, that's Dakshinayana Marga, for return to this world again for Punaravarti. So they keep coming and again for doing the same Varti, Shrodha, Karma. So this, what you call whirlpool of karma and papa punya, going to Pitruloka or Brahmaloka, Shine Punye Martya Logam Vishanti, then come back to again Tayastaloka. This is happening because Sakamasya, because of their kama, that when they are doing the karma, they are saying that Surga Kamo Yajeta. So let me get Surga. So because of that, the Shrota Karmani, but by doing the Shruti Karma, they may attain Surga Loka, Brahma Loka or Pitruloka, whichever Loka they have desired for. Why do they desire? Because of Jnana Rahitasya. They have not understood what is the method of Jnana, how Jnana can give Mukti. So for that purpose is what the Upanishad is being taught in the Shruti itself. Swabhavikya tu ashastriyaya pravritya pashu adi stavaranta adogadi syat. But now if you are not following the Shruti and Smriti, what happens? But through activity prompted by natural impulses, those who are neither doing the Shastra Vihita or the Smriti Vihita, either ordained by the Vedas or ordained by the Smriti, whatever this thing, that is why what is called the Swabhavikya. Swabhavena, mean by natural impulses, which are not being included, Ashastriyaya, which has been repunged by the scriptures. Because in the scriptures, there are two aspects of Vidhi and Nisheda. Surga Kamo Yajeta, that is a Vidhi, the Kriya is a Vidhi form. Vidhi. So when the Vidhi is thing, that should be performed as per the Vidhi. But if you don't have a faith in the Shruti, you will be prompted by your natural impulses. So based on the natural impulses, what they will do, there will be degradation to lower beings. So they will be, because what happens as per in the Upanishad and Chandogya also say that the desires which we carry in our memory or the subconscious mind is the cause with which we take up bodies in our next birth. And that, if you have not had the Veda and Smriti Vyakta, if that but instructed by the scriptures you are not doing, but you are going by natural impulses. This will be similar to animals, which are natural impulse, because for the animals there is no shruti or smriti for guidance. So they are purely by natural impulses only they are functioning. So these are the tendencies which one acquires in the life, and when that body is abandoned, when they come back again for birth, because these impulses need to be fulfilled, they take up the body ranging from beast to motionless one, like either pashu means the beasts which are moving around, like insects, birds, animals and everything, or stavarantaha. Stavara means motionless ones, which are the trees, mountains, or things which do not have any motion in them, in accordance to the Vedic test. This is mentioned in the Veda. That is why it is quoted here by Bhashyakara. By where it has been quoted, he is giving the Chandogya Upanishad and Aitareya Aranyaka as the two references though. Aitedayo pathorna katarena chana tani mani chudrani asakrit avartini bhutani bhavanti jayasva mriyasva iti etat tritiyam sthanam prajaha tisro apyaya niyuhu. So these are the two things. What is the first mantra says in the Chandogya Upanishad? If one does not perform the rites or the meditation, upasana or karma, then one does not proceed to by either of these paths. That is Uttarayana Marga or Dakshinayana Marga, the northern path or the southern path. They become these little creatures. Avartini bhutani bhavanti. Little creatures like insects, etc., that are constantly subject to birth and death. Jayaswa mriyaswa, and divine, be born and die. This is the third state. That is what is being mentioned. That is here saying etat tritiyam sthanam. Jayaswa mriyaswa etat tritiyam sthanam. So this is the mentioned in the Chandogya Upanishad, 4th chapter, 10th pada and 8th mantra. And in the Aranyaka, Aitareya Aranyaka, it says 3 kinds of being followed a course that deviates from the northern and southern path. So Tritiyam is neither the Uttarayanam nor the Dakshinayanam. Tritiyam is the animal thing, which doesn't go through the Uttarayana or Dakshinayana, because they have not done any Shastra Vihita Vedic test. According to the Vedic test, they have not done. So Tritiyam Sthanam is neither the northern path nor the southern path, but that which means little creatures. This is that. Now Jnanadikari Nirupanam. This is where who is eligible for studying the philosophy. Shankara says, Acharya says that Shuddha Sattvasya tu Nishkamasya eva Brahmadi Nityad Sadhya Sadhana Sambandhat Iha Kritat Purva Kritat Iha Kritat Purva Kritat Va Samskara Visheshaha Udbhavati Viraktasya Pratyagatmatva Vishaya Jitnyasa Pravartate. When having done the Vishuddha Sattvasya, having the Chitta Shuddhi, and to Nishkama Karmasya, the longing for knowledge in the dwelling of self arises only by the desireless man, Vishuddha Sattva, pure mind, who has renounced all transitory and external means, and ends by virtue of the emergence of a special kind of tendency in his mind. Purva Kritat Samskara Vishesha, tendency. Samskara Vishesha means tendency. Udbhavadi Viraktasya, by the renouncement of all transitivity. Pratyagatma Vishaya, about the pure awareness, indwelling. Pratyagatma Vishaya means indwelling self. Jitnyasa, desire to know, the longing for the knowledge. Pravartate is what is prompting him. such a person is only one who becomes a jnanadhikari. So not only that he has been doing the upasana, etc., but he also has got virakti, or the, renouncing nature for ihamutra phalabhoga viraga. The phalabhoga viraga, from the enjoyment of the fruits of the action, iha and amutra, not only in this world, but he doesn't want his surga or brahmaloka. To that extent, he has got his detachment, or he is renounced to the transitory and external means by virtue of the emergence of the special kind of tendency. Tatra samskara vishaya viraktasya. Therefore, viraktaha, that gets a samskara vishesha, and that gets developed in him by doing the nishkama karma. Vishuddha satyasya nishkamasya karmasya. So that is the jnanadhikari. What is this? He is only the one who is becoming apt for not only studying this, but also he will understand it without any impediments, because there is no attachment or any desire in his mind for the transitory ones. So his mind is looking for that indwelling Brahman, pratyagatma vishaya. The pratyagatma vishaya eva jitnyasa vartate. So that is the reason with which he is now motivated to study the Upanishad. Tat etat vastu prashna pradivachana lakshanaya shrutya pradarsyate kenishidam ityadaya. This fact is being shown in the form of question and answers by the Vedic text beginning by kenishidam. Now this vishayam. What is the vishayam here? Pratyagatma vishaya. So that is that. Tat means pratyagatma vishaya. Etat vastu, which is that pratyagatma vishaya, is the vastu here. Prashna pradivajana lakshanaya. By that question and answer. Prashna means question, pradivajana means is the answer or the reply to you. Lakshanaya, in that is the nature in which it is. Shrutya pradarsyate. The Shruti is showing to us by keneshidam iti ityadaya. From the questions which is starting from keneshidam padati prekshidam, that from onwards it is how it is. Now not only here, katake cha uktam. In the Kenopanishad also, the pratyagatma vishaya has been questioned is been referred in the Kenopanishad. Paranchigani vedranat swayambhu tasmat parang pasyatina antaratman. Kashchit dhira pratyagatmana maichad avrta chakshur amrutatvam ichat. This we have studied in the Kenopanishad when we studied it, but there also we have not gone into the Sankara Bhashya, so we will deal it later. So Katake means Kenopanishad. Katake cha uktam, which what? Pratyagatmana. This nature of the pratyagatma, or the nature in which the self, the nature of the self. What does it say? Paranchikani. When the Swayambhu, or the one Lord who made our senses, he destroyed the senses by making it outgoing. Here the word Vedranat may have two meanings. Either destroyed by outgoing, or placed looking outward. So in both the meaning you can see. So the sense organs are placed in our body looking only for objects and information outside. Our paranchikani, parang pasyatina antaratman. Therefore parak means outward, pasyati means looks, na antaratman. These sense organs cannot see the antaratman, the indwelling self in us. Kaschit dhiraha, a rare discriminating patient. Dhimantaha, dhiraha means dhimantaha, the one who has got a nitya nitya vastu viveka. That he is only one who becomes a dhira, because he is not getting deluded by the transitory nature of the world of objects which are attracted by the sense organs. Because in the Kenopanishad itself, later we will see that the Ratha, the Udaharanam, and the chariot, no? Indriyani hayanahu, vishayan teshu gocharan. So the indriyas which have been placed on our body facing outward is always looking for vishayan, na andaratman. So there is, they don't look inside. That is why say kaschit dhiraha pratyagaatmanam aikshad. The Shruti is positively affirming that dhira, when he understood that in the sense organs are placing our attention towards outward, he saw the pratyagatmanam, the indwelling self. How? Avrta chakshu amrutatvam ichan. By avrta chakshu, by turning his attention from what the sense organs otherwise are looking at the objects, by looking them inward. Avrita has got a meaning of turning inward, but it has also one more meaning. Avritam means covering. So chakshu ityadi, if the sense organs are looking at the name and form, it is not seeing the Satchidananda Brahman or Brahman, which is Avritam, which covers the whole world, because of which we know the Sarvam Khalidam Brahma. So like the space, we don't see the space when we see the objects. The space is the one which is covering the objects. So Avrita Chakshu means one who sees through the covering of the space the objects. Same way the Brahman, the existence awareness nature of Brahman, is the reality in which all the objects of the world is being experienced through the sense organs. There the covering is observed by the one Dhira who sees that. Pratyagatmanam avrita chakshu amrutatvam ichat. Here is the beauty of it. Amrutatvam means, mrutam means death or change. Amrutam means changeless. Ichan means desiring. So even in the world of objects, if you have a desire to see the eternity in the changing objects, the eternity of the Brahman or the Avrita Brahman or the Brahman in which everything, the substratum in which, see, normally when we use the word substratum, we look for the supporting space. Here the supporting is not the space, because space is the supporting base for everything when we say. So the space is not at the bottom only. It is inside the space which is objects are appearing. So the object is covered by the space. Same way the objects are covered by the Satyam Jnanam Ananda Brahma, that changeless Amrutatvam, which has got the immortality or eternity. By desiring to see the immortality or the eternity of the covering aspect for the changing world to appear, and in the changes, such a person sees the changeless Amrutatvam. So that Amrutatvam is Pratyagatmanam. He sees that is the same in outside and as well as in his inside. So Yatsachat Avarokshat Brahma, Pratyagatma, both are not different. So when he sees this aspect that the world is, what I am seeing in the world is applicable to me because I am also part of the world. Even though I observe the world because of my indriya which has been kept by the turned outward, I should also see that the world which I see outside is also the same as the world will be seeing me also as an object. So Avrita Chakshu has that meaning also you can take. So when you take either of the meaning, it is very clear what you see is only At Prajnanam Brahma, this knowledge or the awareness of Brahma, or Etat no Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, I am Atma Brahma. Brahma is all all those things which are, there is no difference. You see the same space everywhere, inside, outside. You cannot differentiate which is inside, which is outside, because there is no way you can see the inside or outside unless you use an upadhi, an instrument, or a reference point. Here, the world, when you do it, you take it the object, but when you take it yourself, you take it as your physical body. And therefore, the sense organs which are placed in the physical body looking outward is looking only for the world of object outward. This is what the Kathopanishad says. So in the Mundaka Upanishad is coming down, referring to this mantra, which is a very famous mantra for the aptness or the eligibility of the student who can study the Upanishad. Parikshya lokan karmajitan brahmana nirvedamaya na asti kritena tad vijnanartham sa gurumeva vigachet samitpani shrotriyam brahmanishtam. Pariksha lokan, after having examined the world attainable by work, karmajitan lokan, pariksha, having examined the unproduced or everlasting emancipation is not to be produced by work. Nasti akritah kritena nirvedamaya, got the detachment. Nirvedam means detachment here. He is mentioned as unproduced. Nirvedamaya, he came to the detachment that kritena akritaha. Akritaha means that cannot be produced out of an action. What is that? Jnanam, or that knowledge, Satya Jnanam Anandam Brahma, that Jnanam, that is not a product of karma. Kritena akritaha. So that cannot be achieved, the akritaha cannot be achieved by the krita. Na asti, therefore it is not there. They came to a nirvedam. What is the detachment? By pariksha, having examined or scrutinized what? Lokan. Which type of lokan? Karmachitan. Karmachitan means by attained, whatever has been attained by the karma or action, they found that there is no eternity in the amritattvam, in that karmachita. So akritaha, that is which is not a product of action, which means akrita here you should take it as that which is there ever present. Because kritena, by action, what happens is that there is a beginning and there is an end. So whatever is an act, yet kriyate tat nashyate. Whatever has been produced, product of an action, has an end in time, beginning in time, there is an end in time. So akritaha, that which doesn't have a beginning in time or end in time, has to be not a product of karma. So karmachitan lokan, in the world where the karma, by through whatever they have achieved, pariksha, having scrutinized that, nirvedamaya, they came to a conclusion, or they came to a determination, or which is that this brahmanas, these people who are into the karma activity, understood that by action we cannot get an eternity. Eternity cannot be a product of action. Therefore, tad vijnanartham, to know that, that by which the eternity can be achieved, vijnanartham, saha, they, saha means he, brahmana, guru mevavi gachet, he should approach a guru, samitpani, that is with respect and folded hands and sacrificial wood, because those people are, those days they were full time engaged in the sacrifices and things like that. Even the Brahmanishta guru does the sacrifices. Please understand that it is not that after having the Brahmanishta, knowing the Brahma, he stops his activity, because Yadyadacharati shreshtas tattadeveetaro jana sayat pramanam kurute lokastadanuvartate. In the Bhagavad Gita is mentioned that. That means as a teacher, if he doesn't demonstrate what is the things to be done and not to be done, those students who are learning from him, because he is a Brahmanishta, he knows that what he is doing is really not going to fetch a result. But not all the students under him who are studying are capable of knowing that truth ultimate. There will be people who will be in the karma and within the karma relents, who may be interested in Surga, Brahmaloka, or Pitaloka, or Anya Sukha, Putra Kama, Deva Kama, Pashu Kama, Ityadi, all those kamas are there. So for them, they will be left arrayed or disarrayed without knowing what to do unless the teacher teaches everything out. So even though he knows the purpose of the yajnas and sacrifices, he continues to do the sacrifices for the benefit of those who are not capable of elevating themselves to this level. But those who are known to this level, then for them, only people who have done this pariksha loka and karma chitan, those who have done the pariksha, for them, the Brahmanishtam, Shrotriyam means one who is established in the Shastra. Such a person should be approached by the student who by desirous to know tat vijnanartham, to know the knowledge about it. So then in the next class we will take nivritta ajnanasya krita kritya pradarshana. This is the topic which we will take. Here we have said no krita kritena nastya krita kritena. So that is being explained in the Bhashya in the coming areas. So we will deal with that in the coming class. We will stop here. Any questions?
Mahodaya, idanim ek Muntaka Upanishad 1 to 12. You had one. You just started one cross reference, no, from Bhagavad Gita. Can you please say it once again?
यद्यदाचरति श्रेष्ठस्तस्तदेवेदरो जन सयत् प्रमाणं कुरुते लोकः तदनुवर्तते. यद् यत् आचरति श्रेष्ठ तत् itare jana, other people. Yet Shrestha means one who is considered to be in a Shrestha or in a elevated in the society, whoever is elevated, either the Raja or the Brahmana or the people who are looked upon by the public. He is called as Shrestha. Whatever he acharati, whatever he does, he is looked upon by others. Tattadeva itaro janaha. The same is repeated by the other people, thinking that what the Shrestha does, what the great man does, it must be good, so we will also do the same thing. Sayat pramanam kurute, whatever he makes as a pramana, or that is the valid knowledge, lokaha, the public, that pramanam kurute, loka tad anuvartate. They repeat the same. So that is why Shrotriya Brahmanishta Guru is a Shrestha. So he has to demonstrate that not all the students are capable for a Tattvajnana. There are students who are in the desires of Putra Kama, Yajna Kama, Swarga Kama, Ityadi. All those type of desires are there from others also. They are not, some of them are not, because you need a Sattva Shuddhi, Chitta Shuddhi and Nishkama Karma. Then only your mind becomes eligible for Jnana. Those who have not done a Nishkama Karma and Chitta Shuddhi will not be able to understand what is the purpose of Jnana. For them, the desires are the prime motive factor. So for them, if the teacher doesn't teach them the right, what is the injunctions from the Vedas, they may do by what you call the Pashuadi. Like the animals, they will be doing what is a impulse-driven activity. For not preventing them to go into impulse-driven activity, knowing very well that this has got limited kritam, what is done by the karma has got a limited beginning and a limited end. In spite of knowing that he does this yaga or yajna in the Gurukula, so that though other students also are capable of understanding it and they do not go by the impulses. And after having done many times, they become the Pariksha Lokans. Then only they become investigative in the nature that all these karmas are still beginning and end. What is the purpose of mokshutvam? When can I achieve that eternity or immortality? Such a student who develops the chitta shuddhi by nishkama karma, he is the one who becomes capable of coming to the guru, and such a person should approach a shrotriyam brahmanishta.
Mahoday, one more question. You just told that they take up the body to fulfill their duties. So shall I take it in this way that 5 years, death, 10 years, 20 years, people are just meeting with a sudden accident or demise. Shall I take it in this sense? They are taking the body to fulfill their karma and then going away.
Okay, now as per the Shastra, a particular body has a desire to achieve certain things in the life. During that period of achievement of those life, not only he does the activity to get the fruits of the action, because only if you do the action you get a fruit of action. Some fruits of action will be immediate, some fruits of action will not be immediate. So that what is not immediate becomes the samskara vishesha in the jiva. What is achieved there is immediately consumed, and that is why the purpose of the life is there. Suppose if it is taken for the purpose of that, he takes the birth for the purpose of consuming that which has come as a samskara vishesha from the previous life, but he adds from the new life also some more karma, and some karma immediately consumes. Some of the karmas which have got a long gestation period becomes a samskara vishesha. But when this is over, there is no more samskara vishesha left for the purpose of this body. Suppose if it's a female body, there is a level up to which female body can achieve certain things. Suppose if it's a male body, it can achieve certain things in this life. So whatever is achieved, after that what is over, the body has no relevance with it. It is just like that. If we are wearing the uniform, we wear it for the duty hours. After that, uniform is removed and kept. Okay, in the case of uniform, we wear the same uniform the next day. But that is not the case with a body. In this life, consider this life as a day. In this day, when we came, we wore a uniform with which we are doing certain functions, and the result of the function also comes. When the day is over, we remove that dress or uniform. Same way, this life, which is supposed to be a day for that purpose, we have finished the life and we are thrown away. Whatever method in which the body is driven, cast, whether it's a natural death or an unnatural death, all those has no relevance to it. Even though some of the Puranas refer to that, but as per the Vedas, Shastra, they don't talk about that. So what happens that when there is no more fruit to be consumed by the body, that body is discarded, and the jiva travels to acquire some other body, depending upon the impulses and the desires under which the body looks for an instrument to enjoy those fruits. The body will be selected. Sometimes it can be an animal body, sometimes it can be a stavara like tree or a fruit tree, or it can be a jungle tree, or it can be a human form or an animal form, for the purpose of completing that aspect. Now, for example, if you look at the story of Jadabharata in the Mahabharata, he was so much he was so much to the animal which was in his ashrama, even though he has had the knowledge, because he had a desire that that animal which was in his ashrama should not be sting, so he takes a animal like body. Because his good work, he doesn't get an animal body, he gets a human body, but he behaves like an animal. That is why it's called a Jalabarda, that story. You can read that in the Mahabharata, or I think Bhagavata is thinking. So those are all the ways in which the body is a thing. These are all explained in the Shastras and Puranas, Shruti and Smriti.
We can quote this Bhagavad Gita slokam also, no? Vasamsi jirani yata vihaya. Kalu Mahodaya.
Yeah, Vasansi jirani yata vihaya. Navani punnani gavani gehi. Okay, अत्र स्थगयामः. I will stop here. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. हरि ओम्. श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम्. नमस्कारः, धन्यवादः. Thank you all.
गुरुभ्यो नमः. नमस्कारः.